Hey guys. I've been so lazy. Like I haven't wanted to do any work. I think I'm having like a COVID um trauma where it's like because I can't work, I'm demoralized. But I messaged Bot to see if at least Bot was up. And Bot was up. So I decided to just do it because I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live. Just because it's really late. But then I was like, if Bot's up, I do have stuff to say, and I don't know if anybody else is going to be here. It's fucking cold. I will just say it's quite cold. Hello, Bot. You might be the first and only, but that's all right. We can leave it up after. Yeah, please share it. Oops. I almost removed you as a mod. That would have been nice. But yeah, you can share. I don't know if anybody is going to be here because systemic oppression abounds. But I thought I might as well because I'm feeling it. I wasn't planning on, I wanted to go live today, but I wasn't planning on it being this late. I was like, oh, it just kind of happened that way. But anyways, we've got some things to talk about a little bit. This time has been really interesting. This time of like being, forced to stay inside and stuff. Oh gosh, it's going to be months, but this blanket is going to take months. So I'm thinking probably the absolute earliest would be like April, but probably June because of the ice slick outside. But so I've been forced to like not work because of the ice slick, and it's just made me kind of rest. And I've been kind of lazy. Like I thought I was going to do a bunch of videos for my main channel, but I didn't because it's like I'm tired. It's part of the cold is it does make me more hypo, So it's like I don't have any fucking energy. I don't really have any motivation, it's like so it's tough, but I'm still doing the deficit and everything, but it's just tough to like have energy in a deficit when it's freezing cold and forced in. Like I can't even work, so like I don't have that to keep me motivated. But through that reflection, I've had some spiritual reflection, and I feel like I reconnected to God a bit tonight, which is why I wanted to talk, because I figured, why not? I have a couple predictions. I think my intuition is starting to come back, but I have like a blockage. I don't know if there's a God emoji. That's an interesting question. They do have, oh my gosh, I saw that there's a Gen Z Bible. So funny. I kind of want to get it, low key. But it's like the Bible translated into Gen Z talk. It's so funny to me. I like died. Yeah, there probably isn't. But yeah, I was tripping. Typical me, right? Always tripping every day. And, I've struggled a lot with my health journey within my spirituality because I feel like some of the hormones that are released, it makes it harder to connect to God and to my spirituality, which is interesting. But it's made a lot of these years, particularly like 2022 and 23, like those 2 years specifically, it made those years very like tied to the ground and like extremely physical plane years, which I've never really been that way. I've always been very ethereal as a person, or very like logical, or I don't know if logical is the right word, but intellectual and kind of in my head and heart and emotional and these types of things. So I have never really been super physical and super grounded. But because of my health issues and because I had to be to like survive and to get out of the deep hypothyroidism, I haven't been as spiritual because I've been so tethered to the ground over the past couple years. And it was really in October, there's been a couple times where I've had to kind of get spiritual. The first time that I really dove in was when I got dumped. So when I got dumped, I immediately went to God. Because my hope was in a lot of stuff within my future. And when I was dumped, that future was gone. So I immediately went back to God, which great to have. Because he helped me get through that. But it was very difficult for me. It was very much like, I don't know what I'm going to do now that I'm broken up with. This was my future. This was my plan, and it's gone. And so I had to like go to spirituality. And other than that, it kind of went away again. And it came back again in October. And that was when I was having a lot of very spiritual experiences in October, and kind of getting back in touch with myself, like with the me that isn't the illness, which is important because, again, I've had like 2 different personalities. There's like the real me, and then there's the hypo me, which they're so separate now. They used to be so intertwined, but they were kind of separating. And by October, it was like, oh, thanks. By October, it was like I was really diving into, like, I was seeing these 2 sides of my identity, and I was trying to figure out which one was the correct one. And then I realized which one it was, and I still am struggling in some ways now because I feel like things are coalescing and becoming different. I relate to what you're saying. You have to be so laser focused and practical. You can't just be in your own world. I'm a super dreamy person. I fell off from my spirit creative daydream world. Yeah, so you totally get it. I think too, especially with the economic focus, my health focus, I mean, the inflation, all of it, right? It's like you're always having to work on money. You're always having to work on working to survive in this economy. And so I didn't have time between that and my health journey. It just made me become very practical and very grounded, which is not a bad thing for me. I was very impractical prior to these 2 years. So it's not a bad thing for me, but it's just like this January, like I've felt so cut off from my intuition, and it's just like I can't live like this. Like this isn't me, you know, to where it's so dead that I had to pray and stuff, and I had to like ask God what is going on, you know, why am I being cut off from my spiritual gifts? Because I've told you guys I've been cut off. You know, my 2 spiritual gifts, I think I'll just say, I think every Christian, I know that might offend some people, but I'm just saying it. Every Christian has around two spiritual gifts. And mine are prophecy, which you guys have witnessed a lot, where I can predict things and talk about the future, and the intuition aspect. The other gift I have is faith, which faith is, you know, you can believe in something when nobody else does, or you can champion and hold on to hope when nobody else has it. I've always had that ability, especially since becoming a Christian. And so I lost both of those, where it's like I didn't have my intuition and I didn't have any faith. And so I just prayed and I was like, I don't have any faith or any like intuition anymore. And so I found what helped me to reconnect with God. So I would say to Bot, yes. Yes, he does. I know we're all supposed to act like he never does or whatever. But for me, I don't hear God's voice. Oh gosh, this is so complicated. So I'm like, the type of psychicness that I have is called claircognizance. Claircognizance is the ability to know. So you have an inner knowing, you know things. So it's not that I hear what God says, it's that I know what he's saying to me. Does that make sense? So I can perceive impressions, and those impressions lead to words, and that's how I get clear. But I do have to be in a certain mindset and that kind of stuff, especially lately. And oh, that's nice. But so I found what helped me today was actually I started, you know how I found that journal in my closet? It's kind of cheesy and gay how one stream is connected to the other. But I found that journal in my closet and I decided to start it as a prayer journal. And um yeah, but I think it's better for me to write it. Um I did feel that God was telling me to. That was part of it, where he was like, I know you like writing this better in this. Don't you love how organic it is? And I'm like, yes, I do. And he's like, I want you to enjoy your life. So I got like a lot of information, which is really good. I just started, but I just started it today, which is why I'm doing this stream. Literally, literally. Um, oh gosh, I don't know if I want to share what I prayed about. I mean, I guess I could. I don't think it matters. But it's this weird moment in time where I think a lot of us are not supposed to know what's going to happen. Because, of course, like I've been doing tarot readings like all the time. Um, I'll just be honest. I've been doing a lot of tarot readings like about my ex and just about the situation. I've been doing tarot readings about my love life, like all these different things a lot for many years, to be honest. And when I was in the writing state, I felt so much more in touch with God. And he essentially told me that you can't, he said something to the effect of, you can never put me in a box, but for the sake of your recovery right now, I'll be in this journal. So it's like he'll allow that, or something to that effect, where it's like, you can reach me in this journal. Because he said that a lot of times the way that I would access my spiritual gifts and my spirituality is through writing, which I don't write anymore. So that could be part of my issue, is that I'm not getting in touch with that part of my brain or spirituality or whatever you want to call it. And so I was very thankful, because I feel like I need something like that right now, because he basically said he understands the weight loss journey and what I'm doing and how this does affect my spirituality. And you know, he said he was very proud of me for what I'm doing. So that was really good. it was just very good. It was like really good to reconnect. In that sense, I haven't felt that intuitive in a very long time. And yeah, so instead of doing a tarot reading, I asked God. Yeah, that's probably true, but for sure. Very true. It changes your mind a bit. So of course, instead of doing tarot readings and stuff, I asked God about my ex. And he basically told me, he said, I've told you many times that you cannot know. Basically, I don't want you to know the answer. And he said, but what's to come will greatly exceed your expectations. I guess I could look at it. Let's do this. This is so interesting to share. I don't think I've ever shared this type of thing before. Of course, I have all these burning questions, right? Because I always do, because I'm a freaking psycho that always wants to know everything, right? So I asked him about the fate of the country. I said, I'm scared of the future of this country, terrified that something bad will happen this year. And I started crying after I wrote that. And so I said, I feel you telling me it will be all right no matter what happens. And then it started shifting more to his voice. Haven't you been all right with Biden? I have always taken care of you. I will never stop, no matter what you feel or do, I promise. And then I said, I feel you again. And he said, I know, I'm always here, always here. Yep. Don't you love the feeling writing gives you? How organic. I want you to enjoy things in your life. You have worked so hard. Don't try to silence me, because I was kind of trying to. Because I was like freaked out a little bit. A little bit. So he said, don't try to silence me. I'm trying to speak to you. I know you are scared of anything changing. But what else have I promised you other than change? Write my words right now like standards in grade school. I want you to hear them and remember them. I said, I'm resisting you. And he said, yes. And I don't always push you. I know you're going through a lot. And then he said, but damn if it doesn't glorify me. I'm proud. Stop being scared. You're acting like a lame-o. And I said, I am lame. He said, no, you aren't. But you do make me laugh with your dramatics. I made you this way for a reason. Don't ever forget it. So then I had to write that out 5 times. I made you this way for a reason. I made you this way for a reason. And so then I asked about my ex. Yeah, he said here, you used to access me most in your writings, but you've quit. You can never put me in a box, but for the sake of your recovery, I will allow it. You will find me in this journal if you need me. Well, when you need me. And then I said, am I meant to be with X? He said, I've told you many times you can't know the answer because of what I've planned. It specifically requires you to not know. All I can tell you is the future far exceeds your expectations. Trust me, give it to me. I got you. Stop worrying about him. And then I said, I'm worried about my love life. And he said, I know, you always are. But like the birds and the bees don't worry about food or clothing, you shouldn't worry about love. You are well loved by those around you. I've made sure of it. So, yeah. And the rest is just kind of cheesy, but just wanted to share that. But yeah, so of course, Much better than a tarot reading, I will say, but yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I don't know. I've always been intuitive in that sense. Like I said, I think we all have certain gifts and drawbacks. Like, I'm not practical at all. Just ask Lisa. I mean, my gosh, she'd probably be like, what the hell? I'm not sure. I wouldn't personally do it, but you know, that's something you should probably ask Sam about because Sam is more into that kind of stuff. I am not really into that because I don't know if I don't think that's allowed. But yeah, it was just like that calming voice type of thing, you know, and it just, if they are dead, evil people, then deaf. No, probably not. I don't know. I don't know if it would really be them or not, you know. Um, I think it's difficult to tell. Like, I think it'd be probably a more advanced thing, is what I'll say. I'm not a spiritualist, like I said, so I do defer to Sam. But I think it would take more like discernment. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to just stop wondering about things because I should just let it go, you know? And I actually got some of that advice from Sam where he was like, if you feel it cut off from your intuition, you have to just let go and let God kind of thing. And I was just like, I can't live without my intuition. I need to go back to God to get it back. And I do feel like it's better now. So I think what was happening is I was resisting my intuition because there's a lot of change that's coming. And it's one of those times where the change is so scary that you just like, it's like people all around me, like one of my friends, she texted me today. She was asking me to look at her chart and she was really scared. And there's just a lot of stuff. I feel like a lot of people are really, really scared right now. And I think it's especially those of us that look to the future or that are intuitive or this type of thing. I think there's a little bit of an outage of intuition right now. And I think a lot of us are being called to draw closer to God and this kind of stuff. So intuition, it's difficult to explain, but I think for you, if I were to think about your Enneagram bot as an Enneagram 5, the biggest thing with intuition is it's kind of like, it's not anxiety. Does that make sense? So intuition is never a something where your mind is racing. That's not intuition. So especially, no, it's not fear, no. So especially for an Enneagram 5 like yourself, your intuition is going to come from a clear mind and being unbiased. So completely unbiased. If you could erase all bias, then you're more effective at accessing your intuition. But if you're anxious, if you're like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's going to happen? What's going on? That type of stuff, it will kill your intuition because that you're not, there's two main issues with intuition that people have. The first issue is there's a difference between intuition and feelings. So the best way to tell is your emotions and your feelings, they change all the time, right? So it's like very, very, very fast changing. It's extremely changing. It's like one moment you feel this way, the next moment you feel that way. Da, 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 da. Intuition isn't like that. Intuition is something that's slow and it develops over long periods of time and a lot of momentum. So if you're caught up in emotion, that is not intuition. And that's how you can tell that difference. The other thing is that intuition is not fear or anxiety. So typically when you're fearful, you are, well, let me finish this explanation. When you're fearful, you're projecting something onto a situation. So if you think, I'm going to die tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm going to die tomorrow. And then you project that and you push that because it's coming from fear and there's a bias. Or if you think of like the election in 2016, all of the psychics, they had a fear of Trump winning. So they intuitively, quote unquote, within their anxiety, they pushed that Hillary was going to win and they were wrong. So that happens a lot too, where you can push an outcome. That's not intuition. Yeah. Oh, hi, Sam. Sam, you missed my part where I communicated with God today. So you missed that. But you can watch that later. But Bot liked it. So the other thing is, the third thing that tends to happen to people is they have intuition and they think the reaction to their intuition is intuition, but it's not. It's a reaction. So that could be like, I feel like I like somebody, or I feel like they like me, but I don't want them to like me, or I don't like that they like me, or I'm not ready for them to like me. So they react to the intuition and then they say it's the opposite. Oh, he doesn't like me. But it's actually he does, but you're having a reaction to your intuition. So that's the third pitfall. So your intuition, it's kind of like a sixth sense. It's just like when you know things, it's, it's probably that type of thing where you guess the right number, but that was probably your intuition. So it's that kind of thing. And it can be developed. It's like a muscle, but you have to develop it and you have to work at it. So that's kind of where it would start. I mean, you could do it with stuff like that. I've had Sam has done a reading on my situation. He was able to, see what people look like, and he was able to tell me how people looked and stuff like that. But Sam is very experienced with that type of intuition. But I do think everybody's psychic ability, there's like a natural ability that is kind of, I think, more genetic. Does that make sense? So mine is claircognizance, which I find very interesting because I'm a super emotional person and I'm very like in my emotions all the time. But my intuition is, or my psychic ability is completely logical, which is really weird. And I think it's, for some people, it's the opposite, where they can feel how other people feel so deeply, but they're actually really logical people. I've seen that happen too. So it can happen either way. But for me, I'm not, in my life, I'm not very logical. I'm very emotional and feelings based, but my intuition is pure logic. It's really weird. Or like the time I saw what my mom's rental car would look like and it was exact. Yeah. So that's probably more so what your intuition is. I can't tell what is intuition a lot though, so I don't know whether to believe it or not. Yeah. Yes. You have to basically test it out. So you can do it in a scientific way, but the best advice I could give you is you just have to be unbiased. That's very important. It's just, with any intuition, being unbiased is important. And when I was, writing down what God was telling me, it was a little scary to me. That's why there were moments where he's telling me, like, don't resist or stop resisting or don't try to silence me. Like, I'm talking to you right now, kind of thing. And I didn't, but it does scare me a little bit because I'm kind of gay and I'm kind of lame, And that's why he said I was being lame, which I was. So, because I'm lame now, I'm really rusty. Like my intuition is rusty as fuck. Like there must be a lot of fluoride in my water or something. Like it's just not it right now. How would you know if a vision is real or not, though? So I'm not sure. I'm not a clairvoyant. So clairvoyant is when you see things. I'm not that way. But I would think, from what I've heard, one of my friends, she's very intuitive in the sense that she can feel how other people feel, or she has dreams. She has a lot of dreams. And she said that she actually figured out that her boyfriend was cheating on her because she had a dream. She had a vision, which is crazy. But she said that when she has vision dreams, they're much more intense and they're like extremely like vivid. So I don't know. I don't have that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm a claircognizant type of person. So it's an inner knowing and it's completely logical. So it's like I can know how somebody feels, but I don't feel how they feel. Does that make sense? I just know how they're feeling, if that makes sense. But not all the time. Like I said, I can say like when my intuition was dying, but I feel like reconnecting with God today, it did definitely help my intuition drastically. Like I feel like a lot of it is restored actually. And I feel like God is basically like, stop doing tarot. Tarot sucks. I mean, he didn't really say that, but I guess he didn't have to if he's basically saying, like, just talk to me in this journal. Because literally, in terms of my ex, when I asked about my ex, he literally said, I told you many times that you're not supposed to know. So it's like, even if I do tarot readings on it, that's probably why so many of them have been so like hot and cold and yes and no and weird and like ambivalent and weird. And I think it's because he probably is not like allowing me to know, you know, at all. So he probably isn't going to give me any answers. I don't know, Sam. I mean, I'm not going to talk to him like a parlor trick, you know, but I just thought I'd share it, you know. But to me, it's just funny because he flat out told me, like, you're not supposed to know. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were being like literal. Hi, Newly, by the way. I was hoping you'd come in, Newly. Newly, we should probably do our Bible study. I think I'm ready now because I'm like, I need to like get it together. So we should do that soon. Okay, no problem, Newly. But yeah, I think we should because yeah, I think 2024 is one of those years where tarot is just not going to cut it. I'm going to need to read the Bible. I'm going to need to be like in deep prayer and Bible and stuff. I don't think the tarot is going to work that well. But yeah, it's just funny. I know, for real, Sam. Jeez. But yeah, it was just crazy because I think one of the things I said to him was, okay, so I said, thank you for doing this. And I was saying, oh, that's so sweet, Newly. So I told God, thank you for doing this. Like in terms of, he told me I could access him in this journal. Oh, wow, Evie. So I said, thank you for doing this. He said, you're welcome. I'm always here in whatever way you need me. And then he said, anything else? I said, how often do you laugh at me? He said, very often. And then I said, you cut right through the drama and unrest. And he said, I always do. Which I think for me too, today I realized like I still have a little bit of that toxic quality of like I struggle in peace. I struggle in times of peace. And so when I talk to God, it's like he just puts me at peace. And then I'm like, I'm at peace now. Now what? Which is kind of toxic. So it kind of is interesting, but I feel a lot better, to be honest. I was not feeling good at all today. It was really bad, actually. But yeah, I am having to do the let go and let God thing because I think it's just not a good year to like try to control outcomes and be like frantic. It's like 2024 is like the anti 2020. Does that make sense? So like in 2020, that whole year, astrologically, it was all about like figuring things out, ruminating, tripping, trying to control everything, right? That was very 2020. 2024 is like the exact opposite, where it's like, don't try to control everything. Don't constantly ruminate about things. Don't always be trying to figure something out. It's not, it's like, it's a year of just like living and not thinking about living. It's like, you need to live. You need to just get out. Like, that's what God told me. He said, I want you to enjoy your life. You've worked so hard. It's that kind of thing. I think that that's also exemplified by Pluto going into Aquarius. It's like, I think a lot of us have worked so hard and we're reaching a point where it's time to start enjoying things more and start shifting towards a more intrinsic motivation. So yeah, it's different. It's very different this year. Like I said, I think it's the anti 2020. This is the year when you start going out and seeing people more. This is the year when we start, doing certain things like that. So I'm excited to do the Bible study newly. So we do need to do it for sure. Because I think we could get some good revelations of our own, because I feel like we'll talk about it really well. I've been loving your streams, by the way, Newly. I was watching like all of them. I didn't know. I know it's weird, but like I like it when the thumbnail is just you, because when you put the thumbnail of Elon, I didn't know that was your stream, so I didn't watch it. Because I was like, what the hell, Elon? What? And so I didn't click on it. But then I was watching it and I was like, oh, okay. This is Newly. I liked Newly's hat too, by the way. Newly had this like Christmas hat vibe in her newest stream. It was kind of cool. So I'm surprised. There's some late people. I didn't know if people would come. So I'm like, it's late as hell. But I guess we got some nighttime peeps. Oh my gosh, Bot. It's late. And you'll be mad at me, Bot, but I have been playing Sims and I haven't been streaming it. But I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I didn't. I've gone soft. But the one chick, she got pissed. Like the young woman that is a gold digger, she got pissed at her rich husband basically because he was a whore. Because he has 23 kids. I counted 23, but so he's got 23. And he slept with like the whole town. And so I guess she like figured it out and she just got pissed at him and basically was mad at him for being a whore. And so she doesn't like him now. She has like a weird issue, which is weird because he's really old and he could die of old age at any moment. And she just like wants nothing to do with him. And I'm just like, okay, girl, whatever. I was trying to like not have that happen, but oh well. But anyways, yeah, so nobody's died, but I'm kind of getting sick of some of them and I'm like, these teenage kids, they have like 2 teenagers and they're really annoying. And I'm like, maybe I could send them to boarding school or something. I don't know. They're just annoying me. You like making prisons on Sims? You play Sims, Spot? Oh gosh, this is like really weird. This knitting is going odd. Oh, I didn't know you played. What generation do you have? Do you have 4 or 3 or 2 or what? Sorry, having a nerd moment. 4, okay. Yeah. I know. I'm wondering if I should play 4, but I just don't like it that much. I know the mods are pretty good. Like I like the one where you can do like life tragedies or whatever. I know that's really bad, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like when there's more risk, I don't know why when I play Sims, maybe this is how I should channel my need for like toxicity and drama is just playing Sims because then it's not in my life. So the life tragedies mod, it's basically like your sim can get kidnapped or like beaten up and like murdered. You could have a sim that's like um I think the kidnapping one is interesting, but they can also get a terminal illness. I know you do, so you should look it up because it's a mod for Sims 4. I watched a video on it. Oh my god! But anyways, I think I should channel my toxicity into Sims, and that way, like I don't need that in my life, or I don't need to constantly be wondering and being 2020-ish in a year like that's the anti 2020, which is 2024. This is the opposite. So I think I need to just. I think the best way to be this year is to be like lighter, not so in your mind, not trying to control and plan everything, but just like enjoying life. And so maybe I can channel that into Sims and maybe I can stream it. Maybe. I need to just get off the pot and just start streaming Sims. Because I'm being lame. I'm lame, you guys. I told you, I've been really lame. God called me lame. He said I was lame. He said I was being lame. I am being lame. I used to cheat and add them to a household. Then I lock them in a room or a basement in the middle of nowhere and photograph them. LOL. Is that weird? No, that's not weird. I've done it. I've done a lot of weird stuff on Sims. I play Sims 3 though. I like Sims 3. Um, but yeah, like even this family that I'm doing, like I'm playing right now, like I told you, the old man that's had like, I know, the old man that's hooked up with the whole town. It's like the ex-wife is still living there and she's working. Like she's probably going to work until the day she dies. She's a workaholic. And so they're like all living off of her money. And it's like they're living there with like their 2 kids. And then he has like the young hot wife. And she has a little girl from him too. And they're all just living under one roof, even though there's like such tension. And it's really toxic and weird. And the younger wife, she thinks about like how she's going to get rid of the others when the husband dies because she wants all the money. She wants all the money for her daughter, for her and her daughter. So that's the kind of games I play on Sims. Have you ever made a group of homeless on a lot or in a house with no utilities? No, I haven't. Oh, actually, well, no. I do this weird thing sometimes in Sims where I'll get like a group of random people and I create like a weird underground like simulation. It does kind of sound biblical, doesn't it? But I put like a group of them in like a random woods setting, and there's like an underground, and then there's like this weird house above it. And then they're all like kind of tortured, and I like torture the Sims with the elements, so they'll be like freezing and then burning up, and like some of them die and they can't handle it, and some of them like have kids like underground and stuff. It's like this weird society where they're like in a simulation kind of thing. So I do that sometimes because it's interesting to me. But yeah, the family I've been doing, it's that weird type of like Newly Said, it's kind of biblical sounding, where it's like she low key wants to kill the kids a little bit. But she's holding back. And she got so cold with the husband, like she won't kiss him or anything. She wouldn't even let him sleep in the same bed because she just said he was a whore out of nowhere. She accused him of cheating. He wasn't even cheating on her. And then now they have like no relationship, and she's just gonna wait out until he dies. And her lifetime dream is to be a gold digger. She wants to, which that goal is, they want to see the ghost of their wealthy spouse. That's so dark and like so evil. But that's how she is. And she's like a young hot 20 something that got with a super old guy. She had his baby and everything. You made my ex as a sim? Oh my god. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, she had a baby. I had to cheat. You could put like 20 people on one lot. Oh my god. You made apartments. Oh my god. That's crazy. I built low income housing and moved in a single mom with 7 kids. Love that. I've had sometimes I'll have Sims where it's like I curse them with fertility. So like some of the women, I'll just make her have like a baby after a baby after a baby. Like she's never not pregnant. Like her entire time that she can have kids, she's like always pregnant the whole time. And that's kind of fun to do sometimes because it's kind of challenging actually when you have like 5 million babies. It's like kind of a lot to take care of them. Okay, I like mine age. We need to start playing. I should start it tomorrow. So we'll start. Okay, I need to like make somewhat of a commitment that I'm going to start Sims tomorrow. But we do have the Pregnant Homeless Sim Challenge that I did kind of set up that I could do. So I could do that on live. Sims 4, I don't know. I don't like it. Sims 4 is lame. I've done some weird stuff in Sims 4 though. Like I had this one married couple where she was like, they were both cheating on each other at the same time, and they were both like having babies with other people, and they had one baby together, and that the baby was, he ended up becoming gay when he got older. He was like a gay son. And then she had like all these like illegitimate children from around the neighborhood, and she would keep them in the like underground to hide them from her husband. It was really weird. I never got to finish playing that because my computer glitched, and then I never had my Sims 4 run again. But that was a wild one because in Sims 4, you don't have to send your kids to school. So you could literally just like keep them in a dungeon forever. It's kind of dark because when Sims 4, when they're dirty and stuff, they look all grungy and grimy and gross. So like all the kids were like all dirty and nasty underground. And it was really bad. It was really dark. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. No, there's no homeschool, but there is like in Sims 4, it's like you don't get your kids taken away or anything. In Sims 2, it was crazy. Like if you did not send your kids to school, you would literally, child services would get taken. Like they would take your kids if you didn't send them to school. Isn't that crazy? Like if your kids got an F in school, the government would take your child. Isn't that insane? That was in Sims 2. But I was like, that's fucked up. So like if your kid fails school, the government takes your child away from you. And doesn't just take one. The government takes all of your kids. If one of them fails school, it's so fucked up. I had that happen to me once on Sims 2, and I was like, what the fuck? Because they got an F in school, they took all my kids. And I had like 4 kids. That was fucked. Sims 2 is no joke. Yeah, if you have a baby star, they'll take all the kids. Yeah, and that makes more sense. But it's like if they get an F in school, crazy. Sims 2 was hardcore too. Like you could have your teenager, if your teenager and the parents didn't get along, the teenager could run away. So they could just like run away. And then if you didn't call the cops within 2 days, then the kid was just gone for like a long ass time. Isn't that crazy? Like Sims 2 got real. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't like it either, but I don't like Sims 4. Sims 4 is just lame. But anyways, I should totally get my toxicity out. But yeah, I mean, that's the story I've been working on now, where it's just like, kind of that gold digger wife, and it's like a continuation of that guy where I was trying to make him have as many kids as possible, but I'm kind of done with him having kids. So I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, so it moved on to like the gold digger wife, and she's trying to take all the money, and it's all the money. I know, I noticed that, but so she's trying to take all the money that the wife made, so the ex-wife, because she was the breadwinner. It was like a kind of feministy family where the wife like was corporate and she worked, and the dad was a stay-at-home dad. And so he was a stay-at-home dad, and he like went and slept with everybody, and then they're all like living on her dime. It's really weird. It's like a really dark, weird thing, but that's the storyline I've been doing. And she's an artist. The gold digger is an artist, and she paints as she watches her baby, and it's like a weird peaceful situation, even though it's like not peaceful. It's really weird. So I've been enjoying it. But yeah, so anyways, that's my stance on that. We need Sims. I need Sims to get my need for chaos out. But I think it would be fun to play on here again. I don't know. I'm not like nervous or anything, but it's just like, it's been a long time. A multiplayer game group, that would be kind of fun. I just don't have any consoles or anything. It's really fugly. So but yeah, I need to have more fun this year. That's a huge thing. We should make a multiplayer game. What kind of game would you do? I would love to get like Grand Theft Auto. I should probably try to get that because I think I'd love it. I really think I would love it. They probably have it for the computer because I really think I would love that game. Okay, my friend Eric loves Dead by Daylight. I didn't know you played games, but you said you like never do anything, but oh, okay. Well, maybe it's time. Because I just want to have fun. But yeah, I think I should get Grand Theft Auto because I think I'd love it. Like, just, it's so trashy and like horrible. And I just think I would love it because I never played it ever. So I need to see if they have it for the computer because that's the only console I really have is the computer. But I also have like, I have a lot of Sims. So we could do Sims Medieval. Like I have that. So I should just start gaming on here for sure. Faux show. Because you guys liked it when I played Sims anyways. And I think I need it to like help me I guess, live in peace in my real life. It's like I need chaos on Sims so I can live more peacefully in my real life. It's weird, but that seems like it will work. Because I don't know, there's something about Sims where you can create like a really toxic living environment. Like you guys saw when I had that horrific divorce on like Christmas, and all the kids were like devastated, and like the dad came out as gay in front of everybody, and it was like really horrible. Like you remember that, right? Or like when that family, they had a fire like in the middle of the birthday party and somebody almost died. That was pretty bad. A State of Decay, I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, those were like really graphic storylines. So I'm like, I can do pretty good, like horrible storylines for Sims. So I'm like, maybe I should just live stream it because it is kind of funny, I guess. People like gaming content, you know. But I'll still do these streams too because I like this kind of stuff. I don't know. I just want this channel to be like a streaming channel because I've tried to do video content, but I don't like it. Like I really prefer streaming on this channel because I feel like that's what gives it like a pop, because it's like otherwise I just think it's too lame when it's not streamed. Walking Dead. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can do some gaming on here. A zombie game that is more like a story. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I should do more. Yeah, that makes sense, but I think I should do stuff like that on here. I think it'd be funny because I'm very like femmy, and like especially if I did legit gaming, I am not good at all. Like I totally, you guys could see like how femme I really am. Like I have girl brain. And so if I try to do gaming and stuff, I'm going to suck really bad at it, which would probably be funny because I'm really bad. I'm not like so bad, but I'm not good. Like I remember I played this game called like Heavy Rain or something, and I sucked. And like almost all the people died because I couldn't keep them alive. It was really hard. um but yeah, I think I'd like to do like Grand Theft Auto. I know like Red Dead Redemption is like a good one too that I should try because I think that would be fun. I like those kind of like, I'm kind of gay. I'm really gay. So I like open world type of stuff. I don't like as much of linear gameplay because to me it's too limiting, or literally probably too masculine. But I would like to do the Harry Potter one. That would be fun for sure. I think that would be entertaining to watch me play, which I know they have that one for the computer. So maybe I'll try to work on getting that because that would totally be funny, I think, if I could actually stream it. But I just have to see, like, I know my streaming setup for gaming, it's on my actual desktop and it has like an actual direct line to the internet. So maybe it'll be a little bit better than like Wi-Fi. I'm thinking about doing The Walking Dead Telltale again. It's got like 4 seasons, so it'd take a while. Okay. Yeah, but we'll start with Sims for sure. So I already have everything Sims related. And I think I want to do the pregnant homeless Sim because I think I already have it set up. So I think I'll do that one. Because I haven't played that in a long time, but it's really like gritty because you have to like work really hard and like you don't have any money. So I won't use cheats for that one, but I'll have to do like another family or something where I do cheats to make like weird situations, like The Matrix or something, or like, you know, some weird shit with the cheating. So I'll need to have like different games throughout. But with the pregnant homeless one, I don't want any cheating. So that's like, I want to show the struggle where she's trying to work to like get a job to get a place and stuff. Yeah, so I do sometimes. Like the game I'm playing right now, it's weird. I do like semi cheating, which is weird. So it's kind of like I cheat because I like to change the seasons sometimes, but then I'll stop cheating for a while. It's that kind of thing. Or like I'll manipulate their needs a little bit, but I'm not like really, really cheating with this one. Um, so it's that kind of thing. I usually use Motherload. Yeah, I get it. Which for the one where I do like straight up cheating, we'll use Motherload for that. Get the money going, and then I'll build weird shit, and we'll just have fun and shoot the shit and stuff. And maybe I can get in a habit of doing it because I do think it'd be probably entertaining, you know. Um, because you guys liked it when I played Sims. Because my storylines are crazy. They're really weird. They're a lot. Like, I mean, you guys saw that family from last year. It was a lot. Like, it's like, holy shit. That was just like a casual, like, hey, let's just pop into this family, like, and I'll just play. Yeah, she was a social justice. Like, she protested, like, all the time. And she was unironically or ironically raising a MAGA child that was like the opposite of her, and she was going to be horrified as he grew up because he's a little baby doily. Um, but I might play them again, but I don't know because I don't. It's not like I can start it over because I kind of want to start fresh, just because I want to have like the entire series on this channel because that one actually started on my other channel. But yeah, Homeless Pregnant should be good. Caleb's had the request that he wants them to be a chef. He wants her to be a cook. So like a restaurant worker. So that's good. So I'll try to do that. It'll be interesting. So it's a good starting point because I feel like as an audience, when you see somebody struggle, it's like you connect more too. But I will say that situation when that family when they had the divorce because the dad came out as gay on Christmas Eve, that was like chef's. I almost did like a weed thing. That was chef's kiss of drama. That was chef's kiss. Like I don't know how I even pulled that off, and like scarring children. I know, right? I scarred the children for life. Like on Christmas Day. That was so messed up. And I don't even know if I timed that on purpose or not. I can't remember, but it was really bad. So that was pretty good. That's like a really good drama moment for me. I was proud. That one made me proud. Oh, but I did like her like lesbian hair and stuff too. That was fun. We could do that again. But I liked the they them child too, and how she detransitioned and it like upset her mom a lot. And she was like, I'm just a lesbian. And that family is really wild. Maybe I should continue it. I don't know. I still have it. Because remember they went to college and then the mom, like, she turned lesbo and then she was like trying to have sex with like every girl so that her daughter couldn't because she's like weird and competitive with her daughter. I don't know how I come up with this. I don't know what I do. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. So, anyways, we should do that for sure. Oh my gosh. It was bad. It's really weird, but she did. She was like hooking up with like all the girls because she didn't want her daughter to have anyone. And her daughter had like one girlfriend. It was a lot. Oh my God. Anyways. Alrighty, bye. I think I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for coming in. I just wanted to pop on a bit. It is late, so I'm not gonna stay on super late, but I did the scoot. I did. But I'm really like we'll say I'm at least 50-50 on streaming Sims tomorrow. Because I feel like after today, I'm like, I should just do it. Like it's gonna be fun. I need to just do it. Let's just start. I know I should. Okay. But anyways, I'll say it now. We'll see if I take it back later, but I'm going to say I'm going to do Sims tomorrow. So I'll message you about like what's a good time, but I'll try for like, you know, some point. I mean, we'll just try. I'll just do it whenever I can. Whatever. You want late? I'll try to do late then. But not too late. I'll try like maybe around like 11 my time. I'll try it around then. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to you later. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye. Yeah, okay. That's a good time. Okay, bye.